Hi there, welcome to Homekeepers. Hey, come right on in. It is so wonderful to be here and to know that you are out there. Most of you send out recipes, and a lot of them by email when you request them, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate just the good greetings you send to us. Maybe it's just a sentence that you enjoy the program and just a lot of nice things. Trust me, it means a great deal to all of us, so thank you. And maybe this is your first time to watch. I'm glad you're here. Got a great program for you today. We do a lot of things on this show, and cooking is one of them. Sometimes I get the idea that you really like that segment best of all. Well, guess what? In Florida, as we make this program, it is strawberry season. And our stores have big, big strawberries and very, very reasonable. So we're going to make you a strawberry pie today. After that, I will welcome my guest, Sonya Cato Howard. She has written a book, Almost Wasn't. And I want you to think about that title. This lady has a story, I think, unlike any in the many years that we've been doing this program. I was telling Bob DeAndre about it this morning. We were talking, and I was telling him about Sonya coming and her story, and every single thing she had been through, and bad choices that were suggested to her and all. But I said, you know, Jesus redeemed her, and you've got to hear this, and how he does indeed take some of the worst possible things that can happen to us and turn them around, and they do become a platform and a catalyst to tell other people about him. I want you to meet Sonya. You are going to be glued to your set, I do believe. Before I joined Stephanie, last time I offered this wraparound bracelet, I told you better really get on the horn and order them, because I bought all they had. I found another outlet for it, so I have a few more. Otherwise, I would not offer it at all. But this is a leather wraparound. It has a beautiful cross, really nice, substantial gold cross, and it's got the Lord's Prayer on it. But I want to show you how it works, because if that doesn't fit your wrist somehow, you really need to go to Weight Watchers. That's all I can say. This will fit any wrist at all. And it's a fun bracelet. It looks good with anything you want to wear it with. It looks good with your jeans or whatever. And we do have a few more. So if you would like one, you can call 1-800-229-0059. That's the number for your credit card or your debit card. And also, you can write to us if you do not do business like that. Our address is Box 6922, Clearwater, Florida, 33758, and we'll get it out to you. So hope you'll take advantage of that. We were thrilled that we could get a few more. And
I have mine on.
She's got hers on perfectly. You got the cross just in the right place. So don't you love it?
I do. I love it.
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
What have you been doing?
I've been roofing. My husband and I are replacing a flat roof on our porch, and it makes me want to cry.
I know it. She said something about on Facebook. I said, no crying, and she put, too late.
Too late.
Now, why does you're working with your husband, you're out doing this beautiful weather. Why do you want to cry?
It's hard. It's hard work. I'm a girl, okay? I keep telling that to my husband. I'm like, you know I'm a girl, right? We're like hauling this pressure-treated plywood 4 by 8 up onto the roof, and we don't 100% know what we're doing, so we're Googling and YouTubing as we go, and now I just want it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much?
We started before Christmas. We're
how far along are you?
We're very close to the top being done. Okay, so once the top is done,
that makes me want to cry.
But then we have to go do the same thing to the bottom, because it's wood on both sides.
I'm going to get you some Kleenex to take with you.
Me, no? Yes. Okay, this is the easiest strawberry pie
strawberry time in Florida. There's nothing quite like it, because there's such abundance.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we have strawberries that you've chopped up. This is the most pitiful pie crust you'll ever see, and I've asked in the future that if Arthelene would just please get us the ones that are already frozen and and made, because
And
this
I
was
will-
beautiful when I put it in, and I'm not sure
We
what
actually kind
happened,
of heard
but
it
it's
pop in
sad.
the oven.
But the strawberries
It'll
are
be good.
beautiful, so it takes away from the ugliness of the crust.
Yeah.
So you have strawberries. You're just gonna, and this is already baked. We already baked this 8 minutes with aluminum foil on, 5 minutes
Just a regular.
with it off.
And some of those folks out there might want to do theirs from scratch.
Oh yeah, and
so
please feel free.
we love you.
It'll look much better than this, I promise you.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna fill that in with just sliced strawberries. I have a pot here.
Put this in the.
Yes, I have a cup of water I'm gonna put in here. And I have sugar and baking soda. I have 3/4 cup sugar, not baking soda, cornstarch. Don't listen to me. Just don't listen to me. This
Order
is
the
cornstarch.
recipe.
Yeah, just order the recipe. Okay, so this is just gonna get thick.
Yeah, we're going to show you how to do this. I didn't get all of them.
Yep. Yo, get them all.
Yeah.
And what this does, this gets nice and thick because of the cornstarch. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put some strawberry gelatin in here. So let's just, I have this cranked up.
And that's exactly what you buy when they have that strawberry, what they call it. They don't call it gelatin, but you can buy it that you just pour over it.
Right.
This is probably a lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper and probably tastier. Okay, so you have the water, the sugar, and the cornstarch, and it gets really thick and bubbles up, and you put this in here, and it dissolves, and you put it in your refrigerator for about 20 minutes, okay, and it gets cool, and then this
And
is
we have
what you
one
end
made.
up with. It's lovely. It's very pretty. So you
And
have
it
the
holds
pie
it
crust.
together.
Yep, you have the pie crust that's already baked. You have the just plain strawberries, and then you just pour this over it.
And the name of the recipe is Easy Fresh Strawberry Pie.
I like it's the
easy.
easiest pie you're ever probably ever gonna make.
And I'll tell you, I want to sing You Light Up My Life.
Do it. Sing.
I used to sing that for weddings
You
a lot.
used to sing. Arthelene Rippy used to sing a lot. I want to hear it. Built
Well,
us a
those
tune.
days are over.
Oh, come on.
I always believe when you're a singer, you need to know when to quit.
One line? Can I get one line?
Well,
Go.
I was just going to say that, here.
I don't know.
That's a no. I was just going to say that when you bring this to your table, you're going to light up their life.
Oh, okay. And she's not going to sing it for us, folks.
No.
So
You light up my life.
thank you. See, that
There you
wasn't
go.
too hard. Okay, so then you get this really coated over the top. Put this in the refrigerator. Let it all come together. and have that
Does it say how long to refrigerator, or just because it's
Just a couple hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is nice and thick over here, so I'm going to go ahead and pour this gelatin in. Because I don't know, we can put this on ice cream later if we wanted to, because we don't have another pie.
I think we're going to make some people happy here today.
Look how lovely.
Yeah, it comes out really nice.
And then, hello, since I
And
can't go
I
to
don't like Cool Whip, but this is actually a dairy product.
the,
So.
and I can't go to the Strawberry Festival this year, so this is it
She's
right
been
here.
crying about that too. You always used to go, right? Have you ever been to Cheesecake Factory?
Yes.
They have a hose.
I've never seen the hose.
Yeah,
though.
well, it's right by where all the
She's
cakes
talking about
are.
a hose that the
This
cream
hose
comes out
that the whipped cream comes through. It's just
of. Okay, you go.
okay. I want some whipped cream with it. Get up. Okay, no close-ups.
Go.
Oh my!
You can't go wrong.
You can't help but love somebody when you eat something like that.
Okay, this is a date night pie, I'm thinking.
I want to tell you, friends,
that
that is a winner.
Delicious.
That is a winner.
Yes, that's a winner.
There's no need to go to all kinds of problems to make a little strawberry pie.
Yep.
So, if you want the recipe, we'll get it right out to you. And again, thank you for, isn't it true, the nice things they say?
Oh my gosh.
It means so much.
It makes our day, it really
does. So thank you. Email or write to us. That information's come on your screen, and we'll send it right to you. You need to get it while the strawberries are coming in fresh. Stay with me. One more bite.
If you would like a copy of today's recipe, just write to the address on your screen, or you can email your request to arthelene@rippy.org.
Sometimes, the Lord sends you a guest along. They're all special, but sometimes really special with her story and what the Lord has done through her. And Sonya, I'm so glad to have you today. I really think the Lord sent you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Really do. Tell the people what you do on your job now, because I don't get it.
Well, my regular day job is the UAT Quality Assurance Specialist expert. And so I am in charge of making sure that the product is quality.
Are you talking about software?
Yes, software, yes.
Well, you lost me there. That kind of brilliance really astounds me, and especially to know where you came from.
Yes.
How the Lord promotes, doesn't he?
Yes, yes.
Okay, tell us your story. That your mom actually made great effort to abort you.
Yes.
Why did she do that?
My mom loved school, and she was 1 out of 10 children that went to school. Her mom worked so much that she was never there. So my mom got up every day to go to school because she loved school. It was a long walk, and my dad came along and would ask her for if she needed a ride every day. And he would ask her every day, and eventually she said yes, and eventually he wanted sex in return. And she just hated him. She hated everything about him. And when she found out that she was pregnant with me, that's the last thing she wanted, was a baby by him. Mm-hmm. So she tried everything, you know, the old home remedies of throwing yourself down the steps and drinking different things to try to make you get sick. She tried a lot of different things, and it didn't work. And he would bribe her every day to ask her, you know, if you marry me, I'll buy you anything that you want for your baby and teach you how to drive. And so,
So how old was she?
She was 16 when she had me. So I guess
She's a baby. She's a little baby herself.
Yes. And they both were in high school.
Okay, and so you were born, and you were raised by your mother, right?
Yes.
Were there other children?
No, my mother only had one child, just me.
Okay, so fast forward, you're 14 years old, and what happens?
So my father left when I was age 2, and we lived in the projects. And
did your father and mother ever live together?
They did for 2 years, and he would beat her so badly that she left when I was 2. She just left, and he moved to New York. And so we lived in the projects. My mom went back to school and worked her way up to work for BellSouth AT&T, and did very well in the company, made very good money in the company. And so now she's around 30 and I'm 14, and she's not around. She has a lot of rules, but she's not there to enforce the rules. Mm-hmm. And so I'm out looking for someone to love me, looking for someone to give me attention. And I ended up pregnant. The first time I had sex, I got pregnant. And I went to my mom very scared, and she said to me, if you have this baby, you're going to do it by yourself. Now, I know now that my mom would have helped me because she helped her.
Sure she would have.
Yeah.
But boy, that's a heavy load to put on a 14-year-old girl. In other words, you'd probably be out in the street.
I didn't know. All I knew was if my mom said that she was not going to help me, then I need to do whatever she said do.
Your book, and let me mention again, it's called Almost Wasn't. I think you'll remember that title. That really grabs you. You describe this time in the abortion clinic. And Sonya, I want you to know, I've had several women sitting in that chair through the years who describe, and you nailed it, they all must be alike. You said all the girls were crying.
Yes.
And that one of them, or maybe you said, but I really don't want to kill my baby. And they said, well, it's not a baby. It's a blob of tissue, just one lie after another.
Yes.
From what I've gathered, too, there's not much sympathy or empathy in an abortion clinic. It's just full of the devil.
No, it's really a business. I mean, what I know now, I work with Dr. Avita King, the niece of the late Martin Luther King Jr. And one of the things that we teach women is that it's a business for them. They have a quota of how many babies they have to abort per day. They sell, you know, the body parts to other people, and they so they'll lie to the girls. They'll tell the girls that you're pregnant and you're not pregnant. So you're thinking that you've had an abortion and you haven't. They'll tell you.
But they get the money.
Yes, they'll tell you you're pregnant with twins. And so they'll charge you more money because you're pregnant with twins, and you're not pregnant with twins.
All based on a lie.
So the whole thing is just a business to make money, and they're not regulated, and the girls are putting their lives in danger when they lay on the table.
Your life took on kind of a stretch of promiscuity, and I think in the book you mentioned maybe you kind of knew you were being used, but it also felt like love.
Yes, so, you know, every girl today, no one wants to be used. No one goes out to be used, right? Every girl in her heart, she's thinking, oh, this could be the guy. This could be the one who is going to love me and treat me right, so maybe I should have sex with him, and then he'll fall in love with me, and it'll be a happy ending. But when I went to each guy thinking that this was the guy, and I realized afterward it was just to get sex, then I went to the next guy and hoped that that guy would be different, which is what you see in the world today. You see reality TV show, that's what the girls are doing. They're hoping for someone to love them. Many of them, their fathers abandoned them. They don't have a father to show them how to be loved the right way, so they're out looking for love. You know.
Yeah, there's a real cause and effect, and you can go back quite a ways with it, actually. I want to back up a little bit if I remember something about your book, that the mother of the young man who impregnated you wanted to keep the baby.
Yes.
Right. So you had that tug of war going on.
It wasn't really a tug of war, but today I just, you know, I wish I could meet her, because I'm sure whatever her reason was for really telling me, Sonya, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to help you. It's going to be okay. You know, I don't know her past experience of why she was fighting for her grandbaby.
Yeah.
But her grandbaby didn't make it because, see, my mother said that she wasn't going to be there for me. So it didn't matter what she said. If my mother was not going to be there for me, I need to do what my mother say do.
And did the young man want to keep the baby too?
He also said the same thing. Even before we went to his mom, he also said, you know, I think we can have let's have the baby. And
Boy,
I thought, you're crazy. You're 14,
you were
I'm
pulled
14.
from both sides.
What are we gonna do with the baby? You know. But I was going according to what my mother said. I didn't really pay attention to anyone else. You know, and today you have a lot of mothers, grandmothers who are regretting that they forced their daughters to abort their babies.
And a lot of young men and husbands and boyfriends.
Oh, yes.
Now, did I also read that you went by yourself? The boyfriend didn't go with you.
He did not go with me either time. I went.
Hello, girls.
I went with my mom the first time, and they told me my baby wasn't big enough to abort. And so I had to go home for 2 weeks and wait for my baby to grow.
I've never heard of that.
Yes.
That's true.
And then I went with his mom, and he didn't go, and she went with me. And the whole time she tried to talk me out of it. But again.
Yeah, to all you ladies out there, you know, who your conscience is probably pretty strong right now, he probably won't go with you. Most of them don't. Some do, but most of them don't. You'll face it. You will face it alone. And something that has impressed me through your book, with all you were going on, that was going on with your life, you were moving upward. You wanted to be educated, so you joined the Navy, right?
Yes.
What was that like?
Way too many guys.
Yeah, you really have your pick there, don't you?
Yes, I did. The Navy life was all about partying and meeting guys, and it was an opportunity for me to see the world. I was so excited about that. I was able to graduate from high school in 10th grade. I'd signed up for the Navy in 10th grade, but they wouldn't allow me to go until I turned 18. And I went there and I did the same thing I did at home. I was sleeping from guy after guy, and finally some guy asked me to marry him, and even though I didn't love him, I married him. I married him because I needed to be rescued from myself. I felt like if I was in a marriage, then I wouldn't sleep around with different guys. And I even thought maybe this is my only chance. Maybe nobody else would ask me to marry him. Can you believe that at the age of 21, thinking that no one else, that was my only opportunity?
Well, now, you had a praying grandmother, right?
Yes.
Boy, I'm a praying grandmother. I just want you to know. It's encouraging to know that the Lord is hearing and answering prayers. So in all these years of turmoil and just chaos, as I read it, did you learn anything about the Lord? Did you ever cry out to him?
I did. So after the abortion, for 20 years, I was crying in the dark, just really thinking that God hated me, that he would never bless me with a baby, that I was not worthy to be loved. You know, there are a lot of women walking around feeling that way today because of abortions that they've had. And so, but my grandmother taught me to always, you know, go to church and, you know, talk to the Lord. And then about one day, I just was crying. I was crying, and I called out to the Lord and said, Lord, I just really need you to take this from me. I can't take it anymore. I'm just tired of crying and hurting. And right there on the spot, God, I could hear him say to me, I have already forgiven you. And now I just need you to forgive yourself. And I'm going to use your secret to glorify me. He told me that day. And ever since then, God has been using me to tell my story, to tell others, to help others, to let them know that I don't care what you've been through, God is there for you. God can help you come out of that darkness.
He loves. He is love.
Yes.
You know, you can't be too bad for him if you come to him, and he's there. His arms are open. Now, your marriage was not made in heaven,
No.
really.
No.
You aborted another baby. Was that after you were married, or
No, I lost a baby.
you lost a baby? So
I
you feel
lost
you
a
have two babies in heaven today?
Yes, with this baby, I had a high-risk pregnancy, and I had congestive heart failure after my second child, and I was told to never get pregnant again. And the whole pregnancy, I had every nurse and every doctor saying to me, if you don't abort this baby, you will not live to see this baby.
You weren't gonna
And
do
I
it.
said to God, I don't know what you want me to do. You know I'm not going to abort this baby, so I don't know what to tell you. And I said, God, so I'm leaving it up to you what you're going to do. And one day around the 5th month, I started bleeding, and I lost my baby. And I met this lady in the hallway, which I still think is an angel. And she said to me, she said, oh, are you here for whatever she was there for? And I said, no, I lost my baby. And she says, oh, well, that's good. And I said, that's good? She says, yes. She said, don't you know, I know 3 people who had the same condition that you had. They were told not to have their babies, and they died on the table.
So the Lord
God
had a reason.
chose me.
He chose you. Yes, he
Yes.
did.
So I have another baby in heaven who did not make it.
I want to tell you, maybe you just tuned in, but we do have her website on the screen. I hope that you will go there. The author of Almost Wasn't, and you can get the book through the website, a story that everyone should really read. I think you're quite a good writer. One thing that really captured my attention, your mother and you alike, this desire for education.
Yes.
And there were a lot of roadblocks, weren't there not? But you just kept going. And you said you graduated from high school at the age of 16?
I could have graduated in 10th grade. I could have, because I finished all of my coursework. But I couldn't go into the Navy because I was still 16. So my instructor, my counselor at school told me to just take some, leave school early and take some art and stuff like that.
And just on that level, just on your educational level, which is extremely impressive, do you look back and think, God, you really did something here? You have a very responsible job.
Oh, yes, yes. God has shown me how smart he has created me, and that I can pick up pretty much anything. My mom always told me I can do anything. So from the very beginning, my mom loved school. I love school. And yes, he's shown me how he's created me uniquely in that way.
That's a lesson for all the moms out there. I want to move along because we're going to run out of time. You adopted, or were you foster parent, or did you adopt the 3 children?
I had to be a foster parent first, and then I ended up adopting.
And these were relatives, right?
These were relatives. My aunt was on drugs, and my mom, this is my mom's baby sister, and I didn't want the kids to get lost. My mom normally took care of her children, but because my mom had passed away, now no one else cared, so I grabbed the children to make sure that they didn't get lost into the system. 3 children.
And she lives in Atlanta, but I just want to say, anytime you come back through, I'd like to do a show just on being a foster parent.
Okay.
But I want to move along to your ministry because we only have a couple minutes left. You now minister to young women using what you've been through. I love Andre Crouch's song, Through It All. You've been through it, girl.
Yes.
But he's using all of those things.
Yes, yes. So right now I'm ministering. I have a mentor program called E-Girls, E-Girls, and then also E-Women. The E-Girls and also Beyond Bars Girl Scout troop for girls who moms are in prison or incarcerated or either
Wow.
passed away. So with all of these
That's
ministries,
wonderful.
the E is for empowerment, experience, and exposure. With empowerment, it is telling the girls who you are, who God created you to be uniquely, and who God is, and how He can help you no matter what. Get over whatever happened to you. The experience part is pulling that skill set out so that you understand what you're good at, so that you can see, oh my goodness, I can do many things with this gift that God has given me. And then the exposure part is letting them see things that they probably would never see. Maybe taking them to the opera, maybe taking them to an all-female basketball pro team. Letting them see things so they can start to dream. What God put inside me, what my mom always told me I can do, joining the Navy, I was able to see, oh my goodness, there's a whole world out here.
Absolutely. But when I think of you ministering these girls, their moms are behind bars.
Yes.
It's very possible that you are rescuing them from that kind of a life.
Yes.
So often kids follow in the footsteps and all. And I'd like to be a fly on the wall someday, you know, when you're talking to these young girls that have been through things that most people couldn't even imagine.
No.
And God has raised you up for this very special, what a wonderful God.
Oh, yes.
Please come back and see us, will you?
Yes, definitely.
We have to go now, but a song just flashed through my mind. Fanny Crosby wrote, "Down in the human heart, crushed by the tempter, feelings lie buried that grace could restore. Touched by a loving heart, treated by kindness, chords that were broken will vibrate once more. Rescue the perishing." That is exactly what this girl is doing, and I am so glad that I could introduce her to you. I hope you got her website and that you can find out more and more about her ministry, but you can pray for her. This is a very important ministry. And I'm sorry, but we are out of time, but please join me next time, remembering there's no higher calling than that of a homekeeper. God bless you.